Well, come to the investor. Imagine pressing play and instantly grabbing the attention of your audience with a hook that makes them want to stick around until the very last second. What if I told you there's a company right now that could be the next Palantir? A firm quietly revolutionizing how data, defense, and intelligence come together. But most investors are still overlooking it. That opening pulls viewers in because Palantir itself has become one of the most intriguing and controversial stocks of the decade. Some call it overhyped, others say it's a must-own future giant. So when you put forward the idea of another rising company with that kind of potential, curiosity skyrockets. Viewers instantly want to know what it is, how it works, and if they might be looking at an opportunity before the mainstream catches on. The truth is, Palantir has built a brand around being more than just a tech company. It's a data powerhouse with contracts spanning governments, militaries, and corporations. Its ability to handle complex information and provide actionable intelligence has made it almost myth-like in investing circles. Now imagine another company walking a similar path but with a modern edge, fresh strategies and emerging technologies. That's the story we're about to unfold. But before diving into specifics, we have to step back and ask, why do companies like Palantir matter so much? Because in today's world, information isn't just power, it's survival. Governments rely on it to detect threats before they happen. Businesses use it to optimize operations and predict market behavior. Data is the currency of the 21st century, and any company that can harness it effectively positions itself at the heart of the global economy. Now, when Palantir went public, it wasn't just another IPO. It was a message that big data was no longer just for Silicon Valley. It was for the world. Investors saw the potential, but also the controversy. Some worried about government dependence, others about long-term profitability. Yet here we are, and Palantir continues to secure billion-dollar contracts and expand into commercial sectors.
Hey, so what's the point?
The point is, every era has its next big data disruptor. Just like we saw Facebook dominate social networks, Tesla dominate electric vehicles, and Nvidia dominate AI chips. We could very well be looking at a company that follows Palantir's trajectory, but adapts to the world we're reliving in now. Think about what makes a company like this attractive to investors. First, it must solve real, high-stakes problems. We're not talking about an app that helps you order coffee faster. We're talking about tech that helps governments make life-or-death decisions, corporations prevent billion-dollar losses, and societies function more efficiently. Second, it needs scalability. Palantir didn't just stay a niche defense contractor, grew into commercial and global markets. The company we're pointing to could follow the same path, but with even faster scaling potential thanks to advancements in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and quantum computing. Third, it needs the backing of key contracts. Government deals are long-term, sticky, and incredibly profitable. Once you're embedded in a nation's defense or intelligence systems, you're not easily replaced. And investors know this, which is why they chase companies with those ties. One that already has pilot programs with government agencies is quietly winning smaller contracts and is poised to scale. Add in a commercial arm that allows it to tap into healthcare, logistics, and finance. Suddenly, you're re-looking at a business model that mirrors Palantir's foundation, but is adjusted for the AI-driven economy of the 2020s. Investors who spot these parallels early can catch a wave before it becomes mainstream. The market loves stories of transformation, and that's exactly what this could be. The world is changing faster than ever. Wars are no longer just fought with weapons, but with data, cyber attacks, and disinformation campaigns. Businesses no longer just compete with products, but with algorithms and automation. A company positioned at the crossroads of all this has the potential to be a multi-decade growth story. Just think about how Nvidia was once a gaming chip company, but is now the heart of AI computing. The same could happen here. Say you're an investor, looking at the horizon of opportunities. Palantir gave you a glimpse of how data and defense can merge into a multi-billion-dollar powerhouse. Now, you retold another firm is quietly assembling its arsenal. AI solutions more adaptive than Palantir's early platforms. Cybersecurity defenses built to counter next-generation threats. And predictive analytics that not only analyze data, but simulate futures. Dosing tea that sound like a company the market could reward heavily once the spotlight turns its way. Wall Street often underestimates emerging technologies until they're too big to ignore. Remember when people doubted Tesla because it was just a car company, or dismissed Amazon as just a bookstore? That's the same skepticism that can surround companies trying to position themselves as the next Palantir. But for patient investors, skepticism creates discounts. You're essentially buying into a potential giant before the market recognizes it. Of course, we should always balance excitement with reality. Investing is never without risk, and not every next Palantir becomes a household name. Some burn out, fail to scale, or lose contracts to competitors. That's why due diligence is essential. Look at financials, management teams, contract history, and technological edge. But when you find the right combination, it can be life-changing. If another player is stepping up with stronger AI capabilities, deeper integration potential, and commercial flexibility, then it deserves a very close look. For everyday investors, the key question is, do you want to wait until CNBC is talking about it daily? Or do you want to understand it now, while it's still flying under the radar? The difference could be years of compounded gains. This is what makes the idea of the next Palantir so exciting. It's not about copying the company, it's about evolving its blueprint for a new era. The psychology of investing also plays a role here. When they see a company resembling a past winner, they connect the dots. This fuels momentum, creates hype, and eventually pushes valuations higher. But the real money is made before the hype. The real opportunity lies in calmly analyzing the fundamentals and recognizing the trend before it becomes a headline. That's why videos like this matter. We break down the story, highlight the potential, and help investors think critically about where they place their bets. Watching analysts debate how they all should have seen it coming. You remember that you heard about it early, that you connected the dots, and that you had the conviction to at least dig deeper. That's the edge that knowledge gives you. It doesn't guarantee returns, but it gives you a chance to see opportunities others dismiss. And opportunities like these don't come around often. We are living in a time where AI and data are rewriting the rules of business, defense, and everyday life. The next chapter could already be unfolding quietly and steadily, waiting for the spotlight. As a creator, I'm not telling you what to buy or sell. I'm telling you to pay attention. Because the difference between those who spot trends early and those who follow them late is monumental. So if you've made it this far, you know the stakes. You know why Palantir became a phenomenon and why the market is always searching for the next one. You've seen how timing, contracts, scalability, and technology create the foundation for multi-billion-dollar success stories. And now, you've been introduced to the possibility that history could repeat itself in new form. Whether you act on it or not is your choice, but ignoring it completely, that could mean missing out on one of the defining investment opportunities of this decade. But for today, just remember one thing. The story of Palantir isn't over, it's a blueprint. Subscribe to the Invest Arrow.